I'm going to talk about cities in the United States that are dealing with the problems of shrinkage and how those cities are developing currently, what they seem to be succeeding at, and what their challenges are. We have literally dozens of cities that are losing population, in some cases dramatically. Iconic cities like Detroit. Detroit has lost over 60% of its population from the peak in 1950. And cities like St. Louis, Cleveland, Pittsburgh, Cincinnati are very much in a similar boat. This is a major issue. And it's not just about loss of population as such, because the conditions under which population is lost have made these cities disproportionately poor, disproportionately abandoned. And so the question is, what is their future? What are the challenges and the opportunities? As these cities have started to respond to the challenges, we've also seen a dramatic increase in the spatial, economic, and social disparities. Very powerful and very worrisome implications. Downtowns are an incredible success story. If I hear or read one more article, blog, or something about how Detroit is coming back because 7 bright young techies have moved into a building in downtown Detroit. Washington Avenue in St. Louis, it's spectacular. Downtown Cleveland, the warehouse district, people flocking to these cities. But what does this mean? Here are 4 cities which lost significant populations during the past decade, and yet in each case, their downtowns grew by significant numbers. Downtowns are the low-hanging fruit of urban regeneration. I really like that phrase. Millennials have overrun Philadelphia. I think they're sort of like cicadas. Center City, Philadelphia is an exciting place to be. Some neighborhoods, like the Central West End in St. Louis and over the Rhine in Cincinnati, have been spectacularly transformed. Downtowns and transformed neighborhoods represent anything from 3 to at most 7 or 8% of the land area. If you look at St. Louis, there's a small stretch. It's about half a mile wide by a little more than 4 miles long. 3% of the city's land area grew significantly. Everything to its north lost over 15% of its population in the last decade, and everything to its south lost between 5 and 15%. A big part of this is the demographic transformation. In the typical older American city, what percentage of the households are married couples raising children? The range tends to be from about 8 to 13. In 1960, Cleveland had 115,000 almost of such households. Today they have 13,000. Well, the question is, why does this matter? If you think about urban neighborhoods, they were created to accommodate married couples who were either raising children or going to raise children, or had just finished raising children. That was what our neighborhoods were built for between the late 19th century and the middle of the 20th century. This population is continuing to shrink. This is, to me, one of the fundamental questions. How are neighborhoods designed to function for a particular demographic going to survive, let alone thrive, if that demographic is no longer drawn to those neighborhoods? And how can cities which have weak market conditions and are receiving no financial investment going to rebuild to accommodate different demographics in any meaningful sense? So this is a central challenge that these cities face.